Welcome back everyone. Before we begin, take a second to imagine walking into a huge theater. Lights blazing, cameras rolling, judges waiting, and thousands of people holding their breath. This is the place where dreams either rise or disappear in seconds. Today's story is about a moment no one in that room was ready for. A moment that started with silence, turned into shock, and ended with disbelief. This is the unforgettable performance where she folded herself in half and then did the unthinkable. She started walking. The stage lights come up slowly. The music hasn't started yet. There's just a single figure standing calmly at the center of the America's Got Talent stage. She looks small compared to the massive room, almost fragile. Her posture is relaxed, her face focused but peaceful. The judges glance at each other, curious but cautious. They've seen dancers, acrobats, gymnasts, and contortionists before. They think they know what's coming. They're wrong. She introduces herself with a soft voice, confident but humble. She talks about her passion, how movement is her language, how her body tells stories that words cannot. The audience listens politely, not fully understanding what she means yet. One of the judges smiles, another nods. Someone asks the usual question about what she'll be doing. She answers simply, she will perform. The music begins with a low, haunting tone. It's slow, almost echoing. She takes a deep breath. And then, in one smooth motion, she bends forward. But this is not an ordinary bend. Her spine curves far beyond what seems possible. The audience leans in. Phones stop moving. People stop whispering. She keeps going, slowly, carefully, until her body folds completely in half. Gasps ripple through the crowd. You can hear it clearly, that sharp intake of breath from hundreds of people at once. Some cover their mouths. Others widen their eyes in disbelief. The judges sit back in their chairs, stunned already, and the performance has barely begun. Her head is now where her waist should be. Her legs are straight, grounded, calm. This alone would have been enough to shock the room. But then something even more unbelievable happens. She takes a step. At first, people think they imagined it. Surely she didn't just move like that. But then she takes another step. And another. She is walking. Folded completely in half, spine curved in an impossible arc, face upside down, she walks across the stage with control and balance that defy logic. The crowd erupts, screams, cheers, nervous laughter. Some people can't even look, while others can't look away. The judges' reactions say everything. One judge leans forward, hands gripping the desk, eyes locked on her. Another shakes their head slowly, smiling in disbelief. Someone mutters, "No way," under their breath, and the microphone catches it. But she doesn't stop. The music builds, adding rhythm and tension. Her movements become more complex. She changes direction. She pivots. She lowers herself further, if that's even possible, and then rises again, all while remaining folded. Each step is precise, controlled, elegant. This is not just flexibility. This is mastery. As she moves, the performance begins to feel less like a stunt and more like a story. Her body seems to express struggle, transformation, and strength. The way she shifts her weight, the way her arms move, the way she pauses and holds positions that look completely unreal, it all feels intentional. Artistic. Emotional. The audience begins to applaud in rhythm with the music, not because it's over, but because they can't contain themselves. This is something they have never seen before. Halfway through the routine, she transitions smoothly to the floor. Her folded body lowers down, spine still curved, and she glides across the stage like a living sculpture. Then, in a moment that draws another wave of gasps, she unfolds just enough to change shape, only to fold again in a completely different way. Her limbs twist and reposition, forming shapes that look almost surreal. It's as if gravity doesn't apply to her the same way it applies to everyone else. Every move flows into the next, no jerks, no hesitation, just complete control. The camera cuts to the judges again. One of them has their mouth open, genuinely speechless. Another laughs in shock, hands raised as if to say, "How is this even possible?" You can see admiration mixed with disbelief on their faces. The music softens for a moment, and so does her movement. She pauses, holding a position that looks both beautiful and impossible. The room goes quiet again. You could hear a pin drop. Then the beat drops. She suddenly accelerates, transitioning into faster movements while still folded. She spins. She steps sideways. She moves backward, all while her body remains bent in a way that most people couldn't even hold for a second, let alone move through space with. This is the moment when the audience truly loses it. People stand up. Cheers get louder. Someone screams her name. The energy in the room is electric. As the routine nears its end, she slowly begins to unfold. Vertebra by vertebra, inch by inch, her spine returns to a standing position. The movement is slow and controlled, almost ceremonial. When she finally stands upright, facing the judges and the audience, there's a split second of silence. And then the theater explodes. A standing ovation erupts instantly. People are on their feet, clapping, shouting, whistling. The judges stand too, applauding with genuine awe. One of them presses the button on the desk repeatedly, not even waiting for the applause to die down. She bows deeply, smiling now, a smile filled with relief, pride, and joy. You can see emotion in her eyes. This wasn't just a performance. This was years of discipline, pain, practice, and passion finally seen. When the judges speak, their words struggle to keep up with their feelings. One says they have never seen anything like that in their life. Another calls it disturbing in the best possible way, explaining how it made them uncomfortable and amazed at the same time. Someone else praises not just her flexibility, but her artistry, her control, and her ability to turn something extreme into something beautiful. They ask her how long she has trained. She answers honestly, talking about years of dedication, about listening to her body, about turning something unusual into her strength. The audience listens with respect now, no longer just shocked, but inspired. What makes this moment so powerful isn't just the physical ability on display. It's the courage it takes to walk onto a stage like that, knowing people might not understand, knowing they might be uncomfortable, knowing they might look away. And yet she does it anyway. She owns it. She turns it into art. This performance becomes one of those moments people talk about long after the episode ends. Clips are shared online with captions full of disbelief. Comments pour in from around the world. Some say they couldn't watch without covering their eyes. Others say they watched over and over, unable to understand how it was even possible. Many call it one of the most unique acts ever seen on America's Got Talent. And that's the magic of this stage. It's not just about singing or dancing. It's about showing the world something new, something unforgettable. It's about taking what makes you different and turning it into something extraordinary. She didn't just bend her body. She bent expectations. When she folded herself in half and started walking, she didn't just shock a room. She reminded everyone watching that the human body, when guided by passion and discipline, can do things that feel impossible. She showed that art doesn't always look comfortable. Sometimes it looks strange. Sometimes it makes you uneasy. But that doesn't make it any less powerful. As the applause fades and the lights dim, one thing is certain. No one in that theater will ever forget what they saw. And neither will the millions watching from home. If you felt that shock, that awe, that moment of disbelief, then you understand why this performance stands out. It's not just an act. It's a memory burned into the history of the show. And this is why we watch. This is why we wait for the lights to come up. Because sometimes, someone walks onto that stage and does something we never thought we'd see. She folded herself in half. And then she walked.